Hi Sagittarius, I hope that you're all doing well. We're here with a timeless reading for you. What I was seeing in the pre-shuffle, it looks like you're going to be getting some good news. It may help you, it may help like make a situation better, or you could be getting out of something that had been feeling difficult. We're starting off with Hermit. Or you could be like rising through something. Page of Cups. Reflecting on your feelings. Going through some tough times right now. You may be sort of keeping this to yourself. Looks like this can be a time where like emotionally you're sorting through some stuff. You may feel like you need to be on your own, or you may be on your own for some reason as you're working through this. Feels like there are levels to it. It looks like you have to cross a bridge to connect with an aspect of your energy. I'm seeing like Page of Cups being separated from Queen of Cups, and it feels like there's a challenge in between them. But what this can mean is that this is like a period of reflection for you, and like when you come out on the other side of this, you could feel like there's going to be a really like seasoned or polished energy that's connected with your cups, which can mean like deepening your intuition, deepening your healing abilities, like deepening your perceptual understanding of things like mystical stuff, or it can be anything having to do with intuition, having to do with like healing, the occult, that type of stuff. This can also just be you going through a period where you're like processing your emotions, maybe in a way where you sort of, I'm seeing you almost stuck in a situation where you kind of like have to face something, and as much as it can feel like this is very strenuous on you, when you come out on the other side, you're going to feel like you really sort of grew up through this process, especially on some type of like feeling level or cup level. Choices being made. Some stuff still up in the air. Feels like there was a path that you could have been going down, but then got to a point where that wasn't going to work anymore. But is that really the case? I feel like something along the lines of this is happening. Seeing 8 of Cups, but then seeing 7 of Swords after feels like if you look at a situation and you dip out, like you leave, that is like actually is like not the truth of this situation for you. So let's say that you are like, I think the grass is going to be greener on the other side, and you end up doing that. You're going to look back and be like, oh, like that was not my higher wisdom that was telling me that. But some of you may have someone around you saying something like this to you. But this can be like your own, like not tuning all the way into what you're feeling, or it can be somebody out of touch giving you some type of like well-intended bad advice. It can also be like somebody telling you something and you not tuning into like your real feelings about it or your deeper feelings about it, and just like going along with it or listening to it when really, wherever this energy is coming from, whether this is you not tapping all the way into this yourself, or you're like being persuaded by someone around you, I'm just seeing them be in a space where I don't know if, like, I wouldn't necessarily be listening to this. Like, having Queen of Cups and having Seven of Swords here, this actually came through in one of the other readings about, what was this connected with? It was like somebody that was subtly, like, emotionally manipulating, but this can also be you being in a space where you're feeling that and then maybe not admitting to that. And it feels like this would have you pulling yourself out of a situation, thinking something on the other side is going to be better, but that's not actually the case. Like, this can be like I want to avoid this thing emotionally, or I don't want to fully process this, or this is getting difficult for me, and so I'm just gonna walk away from it. But I'm seeing this come from like a shadow emotional type of space here. And it feels too like you're in a space where you may be recognizing that. So this can be recognizing something that you hadn't been properly processing, or you could be realizing where you could potentially be sabotaging a process. Has to do with your emotions about something that you have going on right now that feels like some big important thing that you have going on in your life. I'm seeing the Emperor here, so we have Aries, and I'm also seeing the Hermit, which is Virgo, if that gives you anything. It looks like you have a choice to make about sort of where to go. Like, you can go down this path, you can go down that path, or you have like this opportunity or that opportunity. Like, which one are you going to take? And it feels like something may be difficult, but it's the right opportunity, and something may be easier, but it's like not the right way to go, even though like right now it could be easier, but it's like something false, whether this be somebody giving you this advice or like telling you this, or you just like not tuning in all the way. That's what I'm seeing. This has to do with big stuff within your life, because I'm seeing like Hermit looking at the Emperor. So this can have to do with like a big career move. It can have to do with schooling. It can have to do with like big relationship stuff, housing things, children. It has to do with something very big and important within your life, your livelihood. What I'm seeing is that you have the option to leave something or to walk away from it, but I'm getting that's okay. Let me just say this. You can do whatever you want to do. Your guides will always support you regardless of what you end up doing. They're always going to be there for you. This is not any sort of judgment. I'm telling you what I'm seeing and laying it out, and also trying to do so in a way where, like, when I say what to do or what not to do, it's like what's being suggested. So that's sort of the framework that I'm coming from. What I'm seeing is that if you dip out and you're like, the grass is going to be greener on the other side, and you walk away, I'm seeing on the other side of this, you're going to feel like this came from a very like emotionally out of touch place, where you may not have been fully like reflecting deeply enough to recognize that, but then you're going to be like, wow, I really did that, and I did it from a shadow space. It's something like that is what I'm seeing. Or some type of like false narrative, like something along the lines of that. It feels like it could be, you could be trying to remove yourself from something that is like bringing about some type of anxiety or worry or a situation that you feel stuck within, but I'm seeing you're supposed to be working with this. All right. Having Eight of Swords and having a Tower happen feels like you may have been feeling like nervous or something going on prior to an unexpected event taking place. So you could have sort of been anticipating this. However, on the other side of the Tower, I'm seeing Two of Cups. So that actually shows something coming together This can be bringing a relationship to the forefront as well. Okay. This has to do with big life choice and where you're going, what you're going to be doing. Anxious about something that's happening. It looks like you're meeting yourself on a path here. Okay. You have options. Which one is going to be the right one for you? Because I'm seeing that you're going to pick. It feels like between a few options that you have, and you're trying to figure out which one is going to be the right one. It feels like making this choice maybe from a place of feeling, maybe also too like what you would be most passionate about, what you would be most interested in, what feels most exciting to you, what feels most aligned. But there could be something going on emotionally that would like get in the way of this, that would tell you like go that way when really you feel like you should go the other way. Having 5 of Pentacles, this could be because of being worried about something, being scared about something. It can be worried about like not having support, worried about like not having the resources that you need, just being like scared in general, like poverty mindset. You can be limiting yourself in some way, like those types of things. It feels like feeling worried about not having what you need, something like that could possibly influence you. If that's sort of what you're tuning into here. Something that you're thinking about, big life choice. And it feels too like you really have to step up, but this could be bringing about a lot of anxiety because you have to look to yourself. There's really no one else to look to because this is like your life and this is a big important thing. So that can be feeling a little bit uncomfortable because you're like, there's not really anybody else that's like higher than me that can give me a type of advice. Like I'm seeing you sort of be at the top of the chain here. And so you can kind of just like look to yourself. And that's what the Hermit is about. It's like you looking in the mirror and having a conversation with yourself. But because of not being able to outsource this, you could feel sort of like really tuned in and turned in and having a hard time then stepping out of that is what I'm seeing. Now, having Page of Cups and having 2 of Wands is like a decision that needs to be determined sort of like intuitively, but also about like where your heart is and where your fire or your care or your passion is when you make this choice. And I'm also seeing a Tower here that feels like something is going on that is not what was expected. Let's see if we can clarify the Tower. It's something that would feel initially like a challenge. I feel like this is something that startles you more than anything. Because like on this Tower, you see something snapping off like the top of the tree, but it almost feels a little bit like not that serious, but it could be something that startles you. Can we get more on the Tower? Something that somebody says. I'm seeing King of Swords. But this can also be something like mental health wise going on. You could feel tripped up by something. I wonder if it's something that someone else said to you though. And they may have their own intention and it may be something different than yours. But this could be like someone coming at it from a place where like maybe they don't even realize that. But that's why it's really important for you to tune in and sort of check with everybody's agendas. Feels like this is going to allow you to strengthen something, to bring it together and to strengthen it, and to be honest with yourself emotionally where you sort of feel all of this. It feels too like there may be like a more blatant path that's in front of you that you feel much more inclined to walk in the direction of because it feels more aligned for you. And it feels like it's about seeing through something emotionally and not being deterred. Having Seven of Swords here too could be like anxiety. This could be like framing something in a framework of fear where you're like, should I not do it because of that? Or like, I'm feeling kind of scared or intimidated, so maybe I'm not going to go for what I want because of that. But having Page of Wands here, it shows like a path that you care about. But because of sort of the anxiety that you're experiencing, it feels like that's mixing with your emotions. And I'm seeing your guides say to like make this choice or follow this path from a grounded space. So whatever this is that's going on mental health wise, needing to ground this so you don't sort of like sabotage the path, essentially. Because definitely some fear is coming up. And I feel like it's all related to Five of Pentacles, which again comes back to like, do I have what it takes to do this? Like, am I gonna have the support that I need? Do I have like the resources that I need? Like, is my body gonna be able to handle it? It's like anything within the 3D that you're worried may not be like an ideal sort of coming up within this situation. You could even feel scared about something. Like, I'm feeling this Queen of Cups and the Seven of Swords be sort of like sometimes avoiding things when it gets difficult rather than just like facing it and working it through and letting the light within you really guide you here. Because it seems like you know what this path is for you and you know how you feel about it, but something is coming up and there can be like a lot of anxiety, but I'm seeing your guides be like, you're not being guided to walk away from this thing just because it's difficult. It doesn't mean that it's not something you want or that it's not aligned for you. It's just, it feels like for some reason some type of challenge that's associated with going through this part right now. I also feel like this tower shook you out of something. So even though you could have been like, I was shaken up by that, I wasn't expecting it, it feels like it allowed something to merge onto your path that like was supposed to be there, or something that needed to come together, that I feel like before this tower happened, it's like, let's say that you're hanging on the tree here, right? And you needed to sort of come out of this space, but you were sort of like hiding away. I feel like something lightly taps the tower. If you look at this tower, you don't see the whole thing like falling over. It's just this little piece at the top. And I feel like it was just enough to shake you out of this and to allow something to come together here. I'm hearing about something being answered. So this, it looks like this would have merged you with a path where you're like, there is passion here, there is interest here, like genuinely, I feel a sense of vigor to walk this way. It's like that type of thing. Which it feels like it becomes even more obvious when you think about it. And also too, I'm still seeing you like dealing with something emotionally and mentally that could be sort of wearing on you now at this point because of something that you're like worried about or scared of, like those types of things. Whatever this situation is that you're in, I'm not seeing you being guided to walk away from it. It feels like you have a lot of options and there are also different opportunities that are connected with this. And that whatever this is that's going on where you could feel like, should I step in the other direction? I'm just seeing the Seven of Swords be there. So that's like illusion. It's like not seeing everything. It's like something coming from a shadow space that would be like influencing you to walk away from this. But I'm not seeing that be the guidance, okay? I'm seeing Mars here. I'm seeing Aries here. So this can be like wanting to take really quick action. And I'm also seeing Virgo, which feels like it's taking time, being like, should I really be doing that? Because the energy of Virgo is one of like assessment and analysis. And even though the Aries energy here can want to do something like very quickly, it feels like needing to truly assess what's going on here before taking action and before like executing this choice. Okay? All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.